talk about like what is CI/CD and how we can implement using GitHub Actions that. And yeah, so these are the following topics, and we will have a demo and trivia. Okay, so we will have a trivia quiz at the end. Okay, so like we have two organizers for this event, myself, Shubham, and I'm working as a professional integration developer in Millennium. I am MuleSoft, I mean MCD level 1 and MCIA and MCPA certified. Over to you, Giri.
Yeah, thank you, Shubham. Thank you all for joining us this morning. I'm Giridhar. I'll take care of MuleSoft engagements and working as a senior architect at Hashdin. I am a certified developer and architect from MuleSoft, also recognized meetup leader and MuleSoft mentor as well. As you all know, the importance of the feedback to any event. So we request you all to submit your feedback. Your feedback is very important for us. You will receive an email post this session to submit your feedback. Of course, it may not take more than 2 minutes to submit your comments. I hope you all will submit that feedback. Coming to today's topic, as Subha mentioned, CI/CD with GitHub Actions, presenting by Riya Punjabi. Uh, she is presenting for the first time in the global forum. We are introducing her through Mysore Group in the Mule community. She began her career with MuleSoft, recently completed 1 year in IT in the last month. I think she is going to be an example for a lot of us, probably one of the youngest speakers in the whole Mule community, I could say. All the best, Riya. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Giri. Thanks, Shubham. Okay, I will share my screen. Let me know when it is visible.
It is up. You can.
Yeah. Okay. So, hi, good morning, everyone. So, myself, Riya Punjabi, and I'm from Devas, Madhya Pradesh, and I'm designated as Software Developer Engineer 1 and hashed in by Deloitte. I have in total 1 year of industrial experience with MuleSoft as a tech stack, and I'm certified with MCD MuleSoft Level 1 certification exam. And in the free time, my interests are reading books and watching cricket. And I'm your speaker for today's topic. So, CICD setup using GitHub Actions. So, let's first recap the agenda. So, what we are going to learn today. So this is the agenda for today. So here are the topics like what is CI/CD. If you want to say learn CI/CD, then it is better first to understand what is CI/CD. What are actions? Because we are using we are like, our topic is deployment of using GitHub Actions. So what are GitHub Actions? How to set up workflow? How to set up Anypoint Platform credentials? Mule application, committing a Mule application to GitHub, GitHub Action Jobs, and Mule Maven plugin. So let's get started. So the first thing is what is CI/CD. So as before we know what is CI/CD, when we set up CI/CD, it is important we know what is CI/CD. So it consists of two parts, CI and CD. CI means continuous integration. Continuous integration say we can say like the committing our checking the code frequently to our GitHub repository to any version control system. If it is Git, then maybe it may be Git, so committing. So CI developers CI, as we know, like in any development there are multiples developers involved. So with CI, developers frequently commit code to a shared common repository using a one version control system such as Git. If CI is not there, then the team can work in isolation, like both the developers or many of the developers can develop this their separately code, and they didn't code commit the code frequently. So what happens is after sometimes, like when they merge the code, so there may be chances of conflicts and chances of errors. So continuous integration is better, so to avoid these types of like errors or errors or conflicts. Okay, so now the next thing is continuous delivery. Continuous delivery or so it is automates the delivery of application to several selected infrastructure environments. So environments like as we know, like there is not only one environment involved. There are many environments like rather than production, so that we can test in that environments before the production environment, so to avoid the last post production avoid the last post production surprises. Okay, so cd is the part where we can deploy our application automatically, so it automates the delivery. So here in the flow chart you can see like developer is committing the code to the shared repo, and then the code is building, and then it is running. So if it is there is an error in the code, then it is if it is not working as expected, like there is some error there is, so it will not deploy, the test will failed, and there is a mail which was triggered to the developer that this build is failed, so you can check the code and deploy again. So after if the test is passed, then it goes in the deployment phase, so then it can deploy in the environment which you specify. If it is production, then it deployed to production one. Okay, this is all about CI/CD. And now coming to the next thing, which is GitHub Actions. So what is GitHub Actions? So GitHub Action is a CI/CD platform that allows us to automate the build, test, and deployment pipeline. So you can configure GitHub Actions workflow, so that it can be triggered, such as if suppose you want that if I'm going to push in this repository, I'm going to push in dev, there is a one branch named as dev in our repository. So if we want that whenever any commit, any push happens in that dev branch, then a workflow will be triggered, and inside that workflow the code of deployment is written. So it is an automated thing, like the workflow is triggering. So when we are pushing in the specific branch, suppose we are specifying them, like if we are pushing in dev branch, then the workflow will trigger and do the deployment automatically. So this we can do with the help of GitHub Actions. So here this is here in the flow you can see like what are the steps we follow for setting up the CI/CD one. So there is a cloud up deployment config for deploying the from automatically deploying the cloud hub up to our code to cloud hub. So we add that cloud hub deployment config in pom.xml. We can see in the demo also this thing. And now we have to create GitHub action workflow. So this workflow will trigger when it there is the branch is specified, and the operation like pull push, this all information, and what to deploy and what are the credentials, these all are information are defined in this GitHub actions workflow. So we have to create this actions workflow, like so from that workflow we can the automated process can perform, like for committing on which on pushing on which branch this workflow should be triggered, or like where to deploy this application on which Anypoint platform, the credentials and all the things we can do in this workflow, a GitHub action workflow we can define here. So in secrets management, so what happened is like we are asking any third we are doing this deployment from our our code. So we need to specify the username and passwords to like on which any point platform account we have to deploy this Mule application. So for that we have to mention the username and password. There may be there are other options also, like using connected app, also connected app and connected id client, connected app client id client secret we can also do, but we are using here GitHub username and password thing. So we can have, if we are hard code that username and password here, it is not secured thing. So as we cannot like explore this type of confidential information by hard coding the values. So we use GitHub secret manager for that. So we put that type of things in our secrets. Okay, and now this in this workflow.yml there are Maven settings, like with the help of which we are doing the deployment, because we are using the Maven commands for deployment, Maven plugin, Maven Mule Maven plugin. And so to set up that Maven thing, we can write that code in workflow.yml. And also like for running inside that the building is also checked, and after that the deployment command. So this all things this we can write in workflow.yaml. This workflow.yaml is our this is our workflow file which is triggered when any push pull operation is performed. Okay, so how to set up this workflow in GitHub? So here in our GitHub, we have an option named as Actions tab. We have like code issues. Here we can find Actions tab. So when you click on this, then you have an option of set up this workflow. So here you can click, then you will get an YAML file, and where there is some initial code, so you can edit in that code or you can write your by it yourself also. So this is the code which we write in the workflow. The structure looks like this. So here we give the name of the application and on like push. So if we want that this workflow will be triggered on push, so on push or pull. So this workflow will triggered when any push happens or any pull request happens. Okay, and the branches we need to specify, like if suppose if there are multiple branches in GitHub, like there are feature branches also, but every time we don't have to push in our cloud app system. So there is some specific branch, when there is a push happens, then we have to suppose there is a develop branch. So whenever there is a push happens, then we have to deploy the code whatever in the develop branch. So here we can mention the branches. So here, as I mentioned, that master branch. So whenever any push happens in the master branch, then this workflow will trigger, and the rest of the jobs, it will run the jobs below it. There are jobs written below there. So these jobs it can perform, and similar to, like, we can not specify only one operation like push. We can specify many push. It's like here you can see push and pull request, and branches also we can specify that master, main, develop, whatever are the branches according to your requirement. Okay, coming to the next thing, as I said, like we cannot set directly the secrets, like the username and password, we cannot hard code that type of values in our code. So what we can do is we can add that things in GitHub secrets. So in the GitHub secrets manager, you can see an action tabs, like you can, when you will go to the repository setting, there you can find the secrets. So in secrets you can find actions. So here you can give the repository secrets whatever you have to give. So if suppose there is some username thing, so you can you put username here, key value thing, it is like a key value thing. So you can put the key as username, and in value you can specify your value of the username. It will not again show when you again on click on the edit now, it will not appear there. It will show you empty box there. We can see in the demo this thing. Okay, so in this way you can say you can like use this type of information in the CI while doing the CI/CD deployment. Okay, now coming to the next thing, like as we are talking about deployment using GitHub. So how to set up GitHub on and for Mule application. So for creating a Mule application, you have to create a sample Mule application using Anypoint Studio for doing the sample CI/CD deployment. And for the Git thing, first it is like please make sure you have an account on GitHub. So like if not, then you can create the GitHub account, and then you have to create a repository. There is an option there to create a repository. So you can, like, for initially you have to push the initial code which you have created using any which you have created using the sample Mule application using Anypoint Studio. So you can push that code initially. You can push using these commands, this git command. So from git clone, you can clone to the local repository, like in you have created in the remote GitHub that repository. So you can, if you want to clone that in your local system, so you can use the git clone command to create a local repository for the same. Okay, and git status is like if suppose you have like taken the create clone the repository. Now if suppose you have changed something, so there are some added, like if you create a new file there, So this is a change. So this change, you can, when you type the git status, then this type of changes you are like it will show, like what you have created new, what are the changes, what you have updated, what files you have changed. So it will show you the list of that files. Now using the git add commands, like there are not every change is not required, like you have to push every change. So you have to add the specific changes which you want to push to the our our remote git repo. Okay. And using git commit, you can commit the changes, like up to this I've commit, like those changes are committed. And then using push, you can push those changes to the remote repository, so it will be visible there also. So these are the git commands which we use for like accessing the GitHub and maintaining the equality between like remote local repository and remote repository. So these are the commands. And here now GitHub action jobs, as we seen in there, like we created the YAML file. So these are the jobs like which we can like give in the YAML. So I can brief you about this. So like first, in which type of like you have to run this. So like we have given the Ubuntu latest. So we can give here Windows, Mac OS according to, but like I have given Ubuntu latest. Then the steps for the jobs. There are steps like what. So there are steps for the actions what we need to perform while running this job. So like actions is there is one action named as checkout action, which provides us the access to our code, our GitHub code repository code. So this checkout gives us access to that code repository code. And now also like we have to do some cache thing, because like every time we don't need to like wait for like loading all the dependencies. So we will enable the caching, so it will cache it, so that next time the build maybe will be the little faster. And also like we will do this caching in M2 repository. And this is here. And for like we have to create here the step is like creating the settings.xml. If you want to like use others like use other server like Nexus, and some like suppose there is some connector you have to import from Exchange, which is like from another Anypoint account. So you can give their credentials also here. And
Hi, Riya. Can you just hide this like pop up, like sharing a
which
screen pop up, like this sharing your screen pop up?
okay, sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, sorry. And yeah, uh, also like as Mule application run on JDK server, so we have to set up JDK also. So here we have mentioned the JDK version also. So set up the action is set up Java. So here we have given Java version as 1.2. So this is the way how we set up the job and steps. Now coming to Mule Maven plugin. So it allows us to deploy MuleSoft apps to the Cloud Hub, and it enables us to integrate the packaging and deployment of our application with Maven. So like using this plugin, we can automate the deployment. So it has three goals. Like first, the packaging, the generation of jar takes place. And like if you like deploy the code from the Anypoint C Studio itself, then you upload the jar. And like while uploading the jar, upload the jar, and with the help of that jar the code will deploy. So similarly here in the plugin we can do the same stuff also, like the packaging of the jar. And then Mule deploy command deploy that artifact into the specified location. And here that jar is uploaded and deployed. And Mule undeploy is like we can also undeploy from Mule Maven plugin command. And now coming to demo. Any questions up to here?
Guys, do anyone have question? Let us know, like if you want us to enable your mic. You can continue, Riya. I don't think
Okay,
we have any questions. Yeah.
okay. So I will proceeding with demo. So for demo, first we need these things installed like Anypoint Studio, our GitHub account. Okay, one second. Okay, our GitHub account and an Anypoint Platform account. These three are the required things. And okay, so here we can, in Anypoint Studio, we can create one application. Go to new Mule project. Mule project, you can create a Mule project from here, give some name and click on finish, then it will the Mule project will get created. I've already created this initial project, and uh, only a listener is there, like I dragged a listener for basic a sample code for testing, so I dragged a listener with the basic config, and only given a transform message so that it we can test this application, test the deployment. And there is nothing else I have done. So also I have pushed this code. I have initialized our initial repository with this basic code. There's nothing I have did extra. So now I will show you what are the steps we will do. So here what we have discussed is like we have to add the Cloud Hub deployment plugin in POM. So in POM, we have to add this deployment plugin. Here we have this Mule Maven plugin we have to deploy. The version I'm using is 3.6.3, and the configuration is like for Cloud Hub deployment. So URL, we have to give the URL of the Anypoint. So this is the URL for the anypoint.mulesoft.com. Mule version I'm using is 4.4.0. The username. See, I tell you like we have to give the username and password. So username and password, haven't hard coded here. I will take it from secrets. So I have when we have to take the value, so we will follow this type of like externalizations. Uh, and application name I have to give. So I will change this. Make sure this name is unique, otherwise it will not let you deploy this. Environment I have to mention, like there are many environments in our like development, production, sandbox. So environment we have to give. A worker type we can give as micro, small, like according to the vCourse you need. Region, this is all the information which when we do the when we do the deployment using the Anypoint Studio also, not this all the information you can see there also. Only we are using here, we are doing that same thing using the cloud Maven Mule Maven plugin. And the region also, like I have given USEs 2, workers as 1, and object store as 2. And yeah, this is the basic configuration. This is the Mule Maven plugin. I'm adding this to my POM. This is the first step. Here in plugins, I am setting this plugin. Okay, yeah, I'm running this only for checking that there is no problem. Okay, there is no problem. So I'm pushing this code. Make sure you, while pushing and you have set up that workflow thing, make sure your code is running properly because it will there give the build exception. Now I'm opening this folder in my terminal so that I can push this code. So this is my folder location, and I for adding what I'm first checking the git status thing. So here I have updated the pom file, so it is showing me the like modified pom.xml. Otherwise there are no changes. So I am now adding this change. Only this is the change. So I can, if I want to check all take all the changes, then I will put dot, and I need only this change, and this is only change, so I will add dot. Okay, and now I'm doing the git commit. Here in we are using git commit, and -m is used to specify give the message like what is this commit about. So here we can give the message such as like update added Mule Maven plugin in POM, anything. Okay, now this is only like now next step I have to push this. Okay, now this change is pushed. Now I'm refreshing this. Yes, see here my changes come pushed. I can see in my remote. And now the next thing which we have to do is go to Actions tab and set up the workflow thing. Here it is giving me the action, simple workflow. Get started with GitHub Actions. I'm clicking on configure. See here, this is the basic structure which automatically it gives automatically. This is the basic one. How we can create this workflow file, and this is a marketplace where you can search the actions like checkout is there, and search here from the actions, and here you can find the proper documentation of all the actions whichever you need to add. So I am adding my workflow details. So here I'm giving as name this workflow name, and I want to give like whenever I push in main branch, then this workflow will run. Push or pull request, you can mention push also, and you can ignore pull also. Yeah, whatever, you can do both the things, or you can add any extra operation also. And this is the same actions checkout for like accessing my GitHub repository cache thing, which explained. This is for setting.xml. Here we are not actually using any extra like connect any extra any point use any other server like Nexus or anything. So I have not mentioned here. And this is the JDK thing, and this is the Mule Maven build and cloud update. This is the job like step name. So this is the step name you can see. So while this workflow is running now, you can see this type of step name. We have given the name, and this is our command, which first clean the package and then deploy. And this is where I have to pass the username and password because I am not given there in POM. I have not hard coded there. I have like now I have to take that username and password from the secrets. So, but I haven't set secrets yet. So I will show you how to set secrets. So go to settings, open in another tab. So here in secrets, go to actions. Here there are no secrets because I have not created any yet, but I have to create. So Anypoint username and password I have to create. Make sure there are no extra spaces, because this is not visible again. Only when you are adding this, then this secret is visible. So if there are any spaces added, so it will show you build errors, so it will not deploy. And like, so make sure there are no extra spaces here. And again, there is one more, which is password. Yeah, I'm done adding secrets. These are the only two secrets which I need now. Now, this file I have created, so this command will run after this all steps are completed. Then after that, this step, this build and build hub and cloud hub deployment. And here we are taking the username and password from secret. This is the syntax. And now I'm committing this file. First I'm renaming this. Okay, I have created this file. Now in action I have like this file is committed and pushed here, so action is running. We can see the steps. These are all the name of the steps which we have given. This is the command which is running, which we have given there in workflow. This is the dependency, like there it is downloading the dependencies.
Hari, we have two questions. If you want, like, to answer them now or later.
Okay, yeah, you can ask.
Okay, so we have one from Somalia. He says, like, can we use secure encrypted credentials?
Yes, we can.
Okay, maybe you can tell, like, little bit how we can use.
Yeah, we can, like, for the secure one, we have to like take the key, like pass it in secret, set the in the secrets tab for that secret thing.
Okay, next we have from Pragya, like the users configuration specifies which workflow you are using from the marketplace.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat?
Yeah, so I mean the users key, the configuration, is it like it specifies which workflow you are using from the marketplace?
I'm not using workflow from marketplace. I'm creating this workflow, and inside that I am using the steps. Like these are the actions I'm using from marketplace. Like this checkout is an action. So this provides us, so we can check the documentation from there, like how we can use this action from the marketplace.
Okay, does this answers your question, Pragya? Got it. Okay, great.
Okay. It is running, it will take time. So meanwhile I can tell you, like if there you have already deployed one application, which is, yeah, see, you can see here it is deploying. Okay. And like it takes some time. So now at that time I will explain you, like see, this application is already deployed. See, it is started. You can see also here, like it will take 1 minute to reflect here, but you can see here this application is started and deployed successfully using the Maven plugin command. Yeah, it will take 1 to 2 minutes here. uh yeah, so now we can see this, like this is the already I have deployed this application already. So if I want to redeploy, like if what happens, like we will not again like create from scratch, we will update the things in the repository. So when we are like, so we will come some update this in this repository and then check like what happens. So this is the repository, this mule sample hello CI/CD. So we can update something here. Like uh, I will add some logger. Any change you can consider, any change. Now this is a change. Now we can push this change and see what happens. Just similarly we will do the git status thing. This is the file I have changed, so it is showing me this file. I'm adding this, I'm committing this file. Test for change, I'm pushing this. Go to, yeah, see, this is completed. How it, this is how it looks like completed. And now what we are updating that thing now. Okay, so we are going to this hello world. This I have just pushed, and see, I have pushed in main branch. So the workflow is running because I pushed in main branch. And yeah, this is a similar way. And in 1 to 2 minutes, yeah, it's updating. So this is how it works. This is, any questions? This is all about the demo.
Okay, so do we have any questions? Like, if you want, like, we can enable your mic and you can directly ask. Okay, we have one question from Anish. Like, if I want to run the pipeline manually instead of every push, what actions I need to use?
Manually in the sense.
Okay, wait a minute. I'll enable your mic, Anish. You
Okay.
can directly ask. Okay, I think he means like, suppose we want to manually run the pipeline without committing the code.
Yeah, we can like run from here. 1 second. Go to actions. Yeah, click on anyone. Yeah, rerun jobs. You can run from here also.
Can we manually run pipeline with passing some variables?
Uh, Passing some variables like.
I mean, like, suppose we want to update some properties like of the
Mhm.
pipeline. I mean, maybe customize that pipeline. So can we do that?
Yes,
Like,
yes, we
yeah.
can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
We can, like, as we have passed from here now. Okay, one second, I will show you. If suppose you want this value also, like, to not from here, like it, you can set these type of values in the command itself, like as we have set it the username and password now. One second. As we have set it this, like, this variables now you can set from here also.
Okay, we have one more question. Like, is there any format for writing workflow and secrets in Git?
Yes, this is the format, like we have to follow the proper indentation as we have followed here. We have to follow this proper indentation. If the indentation is not proper, then it will not consider, like, see, we have followed some format.
Do we have any documentation for this?
Yeah, we can find, like, if, like, see here, as I mentioned also, like we are using this checkout action. So when you go to the marketplace now, you when you go to the marketplace, one second, new workflow. Yeah, here in marketplace you can search the things, and here they follow, like they will give you the how to use this, all the description and all the details.
Okay. Uh, we have one more question. Like, what are the chances of crashing our CI/CD pipeline? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are various chances, like first thing, like there may be your pro errors, like there are some build errors, then it may not run. There are, like, as you are giving some variables values, if suppose as you are, like, taking the values from secret, you have written the code, like here you can take this thing from secrets. So if you are not providing this thing in secrets, then it will not work. If there are credentials wrong, then it will give you 401 unauthorized, that you are not, this, the credentials are not correct. And like, if there may be case, like there are some issues with your Anypoint, like some week course, you, if you are requesting for some week course, like 1 week or 2 week course, but you have not enough week course in your platform thing, and so that may crash. So these are the various errors which we face.
Okay, great. Uh, I have one more question. Like, when you were setting the environment name, right? So is it like case sensitive, or we can pass in anyway?
In secrets it is like always uppercase. Not, it already, it takes, if you types in lowercase also na, but it will make it as uppercase. So
Okay. No, in the
yeah,
POM file, like when
in the
you can.
pom
Mhm.
file, yeah, yeah, there, like if you are, yeah, case sensitive, if you are like making this as username you uppercase, but you have not, if this may affect.
What about the environment name? Like, if we are writing sandbox S
No,
capital
no,
A.
it, no, I don't think it will create issue.
Okay, great. Let's see. Yeah, got it. Okay, so anyone have any more questions? Okay, I think we don't have any more questions, so we can proceed. Okay,
Okay, thank you
the,
everyone, I hope it helps.
yeah, yeah, great presentation, Riya. We have
Thank you.
one question from Sudarshan. Importance of headers in CI/CD.
Headers, in the sense, can you
Sudarshan, you
describe a
can,
brief? Yeah.
yeah, please. You have your mic enabled. You can ask. Think. Okay, importance of headers in CI/CD at URL.
No, headers, what headers, like? Which headers?
At Postman, in the Postman, like
Oh, okay. Yeah, like you have applied any to any API, any client ID secret policy like that. So yeah, it will not affect because this is the basic any point to like we are only deploying the application inside that APIs are not running. This is the all the configuration here are regarding the any point thing like username, password, environment. All these things are like for this Anypoint platform thing. Okay, that are API specific that headers are.
okay. I think do we have any more questions, or are we good? Yes, got it. Thank you. Okay, so okay, you can stop the screen sharing.
Okay, yeah. Thanks everyone. Hope it helps. Mm, okay, I'm not getting the option.
Just go to the your presentation mode.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we'll start the trivia. Before that, like if you want to speak up at any at our event, like let us know. Like reach out to us on LinkedIn to me or Giridhar, and we'll help you out. We have the topics as well, so do reach out to us. And yeah, so share your feedback and share this recording with your friends. So we have an announcement, like we have our meetup like on Saturday with Gaurav on the topic MuleSoft RPA. So do join that, and let's start with the trivia. Okay, Giri, you can set up the like ground rules. So I'll.
Sure. So, if anyone got voucher in the last 30 days, so you cannot, even though if you are in first three, you cannot able to get the voucher again. So, please give chance to others.
So we are playing
We
the quiz on
Kahoot,
Kahoot,
right? Yep. Okay.
right?
You can give sample question first, so they can
Yeah.
familiar with that,
So
and
we
then
will have the one test question which will have no mark. So you can just for test purpose. I'm just sharing. You can just enter that code. Giri, you have stopped the recording, right?
no, I have not stopped. Do you want me to stop?
Yeah, yeah. We can
Yep.
the
Okay,
quiz.
that is fine.